Hello everyone, welcome back to our new video. In this video, I will give you more information about the top 5 best cameras under $1,000 that are available on the market.
I made this list based on my personal research, and I tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability and more. To find out more information about this product, you can check out the description down below.
Don't forget subscribe this channel for view future videos.
Okay, so let's get started with the video.
Starting at number 5, we have Sony A6100. The Sony A6100 is an entry-level APS-C mirrorless camera. It's equipped with a 24MP sensor, a touchscreen for easy focus placement, and Sony's excellent autofocus tracking, which makes it especially easy to focus on people and pets. The A6100 is the most basic model in the A6000 series and doesn't feel quite as robust as its step-up siblings. It offers a lower resolution 1.4M electronic viewfinder, and twin control dials that are both thumb-operated. Its touchscreen flips upward 180 degrees for easy selfie framing and vlogging. Sony's autofocus system has been trained to recognize people and pets as subjects and will follow them flawlessly throughout the frame. Coupled with the ability to touch the screen to place a focus point, it's a system that will serve beginning users very well once they've gotten a feel for it. The A6100 features Sony's latest JPEG color response, which is much more attractive than its older models. The underlying RAW performance is very good, too. Sadly, there's no in-camera RAW conversion tool for reprocessing RAW images with different settings. The A6100 makes it easy to record clips of 4K footage or slow-motion 1080 video. There's a socket to connect an external mic but no way to connect headphones for monitoring. It can be set up for tap to track autofocus in video, too. There's significant jello effect distortion in the 4K footage though, especially in 24p mode. The A6100 is a good entry-level camera with a very powerful, easy-to-use autofocus system. Moving on at number 4, we have Fujifilm XA7. The XA7 is a capable, low-priced mirrorless camera that uses Fujifilm's X mount. It features a 24MP APS-C CMOS sensor, an enormous fully articulating LCD, and the ability to capture uncropped 4K video. The XA7 has a rangefinder style design and comes in both traditional and more stylish colors. The body is plastic and on the slippery side, though it doesn't feel cheap. It has a simplified touchscreen interface for beginners but finds room for twin command dials and an AF joystick that are unusual at this price. The XA7 has responsive autofocus, with a good face and eye detection, though it will occasionally misidentify other objects as faces. It can track moving subjects, though it's not as sticky as the best models in this price range. The camera's 6 FPS burst only lasts for a handful of shots, which rules out more ambitious action shooting. Battery life is average. The image quality of XA7 is very good. Keeping with Fujifilm tradition, JPEG colors are great right out of the camera. Its film simulation modes are a fun way to get different color styles with minimal effort. The XA7 captures uncropped 4K 30p and 24p video using the full width of its sensor for up to 15 minutes. Video quality is good at 4K and not so good at 1080. While there is some rolling shutter distortion, it's not as obvious as on some of its peers. The XA7 has a built-in microphone jack, though there's no way to connect headphones. Overall, the XA7 is an easy-to-use entry-level camera with a giant display and well-designed touch interface. Photo and 4K video quality are both good, and autofocus is respectable. It is worth noting that the step-up model, the XT200, offers a viewfinder, the fastest burst shooting, and a headphone socket for a small increase in price. At number 3, we have Pentax K70. The Pentax K70 is a 24MP DSLR with on-sensor phase detection to provide a better live view and video experience. In addition to helping to give sharp images, the in-body image stabilization system is also used to offer clever modes such as pixel shift resolution, AA filter simulation, and horizon correction. The K70 features twin dials that, in classic Pentax fashion, are highly customizable. The rear screen is fully articulated, making use of the new Live View AF system easy from any angle. Another signature Pentax feature is the big, bright viewfinder. All of this is packed into a robust weather-sealed body, carrying on the tradition of Pentax toughness. The viewfinder's AF system is a familiar one. It features 11 AF points, the center 9 of which are cross-type. Paired with a modern, PLM, lens, the AF system works quite well. At close range, though, the lack of scene awareness and the lack of fast focusing lenses means it lags the best of its peers. Default JPEGs from the Pentax aren't incredible, but the amount of adjustability to the in-camera image processing is. Most things can be fine-tuned to a photographer's taste and saved to either apply to all images, or only ones that are converted from RAW using the same menu system. A few parameters are still a bit hidden, and the color response can't be tuned, but once it's learned, the Pentax in-camera RAW processor is up there with the best. While it adds new video autofocus features, the K70's video spec is fairly standard, 1080p capture at 24, 25, or 30 fps. It offers a built-in mic socket, but no headphone jack. Shooting video is quite easy with full manual controls and internal image stabilization, but the footage isn't very detailed. All of this customization and wealth of features comes at an incredibly competitive price, undercutting the competition by a fair amount. While viewfinder autofocus is still not up with the best of its peers, and the video is nowhere near as detailed as its rivals, the K70 carries on a great Pentax tradition, enthusiast-friendly ergonomics paired with value for money. At number 2, we have Panasonic Lumix DC GX9. Panasonic's Lumix DC GX9 is a mid-range mirrorless camera that carries over many features from its predecessor, the GX8, and puts them into a lighter, less expensive body. The GX9 continues to have the most notable feature of the GX8 and GX7, an electronic viewfinder that tilts upward 90 degrees. It uses the company's latest 20MP 4/3 sensor and has built-in 5-axis image stabilization. The GX9's rangefinder-style body is a robust-feeling mix of metal and composite materials, but it lacks weather sealing. In addition to its clever tilting EVF, whose field sequential technology may be distracting to some, the GX9 has a tilting touchscreen display with an easy-to-use interface. The GX9's connectivity options include Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. The GX9 comes with Panasonic's depth from defocus technology, which provides fast and accurate autofocus and subject tracking that sticks to your subject with tenacity. Be aware, though, that autofocus accuracy drops somewhat when using subject tracking at the highest burst speeds. The GX9 is built around a current generation 20MP 4/3 sensor, placing its raw image quality on par with the best micro 4/3 cameras. The big story though is the GX9's lovely JPEGs. Color, noise reduction, and sharpening are all vastly improved over the GX8 and GX85. For fans of black and white photography, there's a new L monochrome D mode, with high contrast and an optional grain effect. With 5-axis stabilization, high bitrate 4K video, and plenty of capture aids, the GX9 looks promising as a compact video camera. A substantial crop factor while shooting in 4K hampers video quality and your ability to shoot wide-angle footage, but you can always switch over to Full HD recording without a crop. Finally, there are no headphones or microphone jacks for higher quality audio recording or monitoring. With the GX9, Panasonic has managed to strike an impressive balance of capability, size, control, and usability that makes you want to pick it up and take it with you wherever you go. Image quality is lovely, autofocus is excellent for all but the most demanding of uses, and the novelty of the tilting viewfinder almost makes up for its relatively low magnification. And finally at number 1. Canon EOS M62. The EOS M6 Mark II is a 32MP APS-C mirrorless camera that uses Canon's EFM mount. It's a small body that's available with a slot in EVF. It features the company's dual-pixel AF system, plus 4K video capture and a 30 fps RAW burst feature. Despite being small, the M6 Mark II has a comfortable grip and finds room for plenty of controls. 3 control dials, including a small, fiddly one on the rear face, a handful of customizable buttons, and a well-designed touchscreen interface make the M62 a pleasure to shoot with. The camera's dual-pixel AF is effective for both stills and video shooting, and features such as subject tracking and face-eye detection are well integrated, making them easy to use. Tracking is good, rather than great, but is usually effective. Shooting at 7 fps with live view is usually more practical than the 14 fps option. Battery life is pretty low, but you can charge over USB if you have a charger that supports USB power delivery. The 32.5 MP sensor performs well in terms of noise, dynamic range and resolution. An anti-aliasing filter reduces the risk of moire while still allowing the camera to deliver more detail than its mid-range peers. The default JPEG sharpening is a little crude but can be fine-tuned to suit your needs. The M6ii's 4K footage is significantly less detailed than its mid-range rivals, but the simple tap-to-track autofocus makes it one of the easier cameras to shoot with. There's no headphone socket for audio monitoring, but the camera maintains enough distinct settings to make it quick and easy to switch from stills to video shooting and back. The M62 is an excellent mid-range camera whose well-designed ergonomics and user interface help it stand out against very capable rivals. There are better cameras in terms of autofocus, or video, or battery life, but its all-around competence and capability make it a very likable photographer's camera.